I mean, you go from 0 to 100 in a buckhead minute. I'm out enough. I'm good. All right. Come on through, ladies and gentlemen. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. For those of you that are coming on, I hope you have had an amazing week, and I hope you're having an amazing day. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly, everybody. Can you bring my pen from out of there? I don't know where my pen is. Oh, it's not in there? Okay, I got it right here. All of my social media family members, friends, loved ones, those of you that are watching today, please hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know Prophet Ramon, the squad, and the Ramonepreston show. We are live today in the house, in his house, right here from the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Today is a Wednesday, not a WED day, but a WIN day. So my hope and expectation is that you have some wins up to this point in the week. And if you don't have wins up to this point, we want to give you some tools. We want to give you some information. I want to give you the game so that you can get some wins. So please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, and drop in the comments what city you're watching your boy from today. All of our coaching members, thank you so much for being a part of our coaching program. For all of you that are part of the RP business community, we have an exclusive private group on Facebook. We're doing a lot of interacting on there. We're starting to see more networking among our coaching clients, among our community members, and I really, really appreciate all of you for supporting the vision and the mission and the assignment that we have here at Ramonepreston Enterprises. Also, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I want to give my team and my community a congratulations. Woo! You like, what you congratulating us for, bruh? We just reached 5,000 subscribers. We're over 5,000, aren't we? I think we have over 5K. I looked at it yesterday. I think it said 5,040. Yeah. Yesterday on the show, we were at 4,910. We were 90 short of 5,000. And within the time of the show, 90 of you came out of nowhere and was like, gotcha, dog. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. I love all of our platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. But YouTube is definitely the most engaged social media platform that we have. We have clients, people who are part of our business coaching community. Some of you might be watching me from different places outside of Atlanta. These are people who don't know me personally, who have never really been around me professionally, but who have been introduced to me through social media, particularly YouTube, and as a result have come to trust what I share. They have come to connect with my beliefs about business, about holding companies, about money, about ministry, about life, and have made a decision to join our coaching program, to join our blueprint game plan, and to really be a part of our business community. So for that, I am so thankful. Thank all of you for helping us to surpass 5,000 subscribers. Y'all know what? Before I start, when I was looking at the numbers yesterday, and I saw what you posted, the clip on 5K, I thought to myself, man, I don't really know if people know how we have literally scrapped for every subscriber we have. We have scrapped for all 5,000 of y'all on YouTube. And for the couple thousand of you that's on Instagram, for the few thousand of you that's on Facebook, for the 6,000+ of you that's on LinkedIn, guess what? I know without a shadow of a doubt, we've been putting down for y'all. Meaning that we got to show up all the time. We have to produce content that you like, that you learn from. We have to make sure that it's providing value to you. And we work so diligently every day. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We work diligently every day. Most people have no idea how much work it takes to really succeed and to start seeing that success day to day in a business or in an organization. And that's why I want to make it easier for you. I'm not going to be able to eliminate all your problems. Nobody's going to be able to just, like move a magic wand and just put you in a place of success. But what people like myself can do is provide enough training, provide enough coaching, provide enough support to really get you over that hump. So with that being said, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining the Ramonepreston Show. I am your host, Ramonepreston, and every Monday through Friday, it is my honor to show up and to share with you information to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. And as a result of what we are honored to show up and do, we have had so many success stories of individuals and entrepreneurs who have not only properly started and structured their businesses, their ministries and organizations within 30 days, but they have also produced success stories to see their income scale and increase by at least 30%. We have some individuals and entrepreneurs that are in our business community who have seen more than 30% increases in their income. Now, those numbers are not vague numbers. They're not exaggerated numbers. If you just do the math and break that down, number one, we can easily start and structure any organization, any business within 30 days. That's number one. Number two, if you do the math on the 30% ratio, let's say that you're making $1,000 a week. That's a high number. The average person might not be making $1,000 a week, but let's just say hypothetically you make $1,000 a week. Well, add 30% to that $1,000. If you add 30% to that $1,000, that would be $300. So you could go from $1,000 a week to $1,300 a week. That is so easy for us to do because we've done it so many times. We have a system to show you how to do it. We have solutions and strategies, and we have a process to walk you through so that you can make it happen. So just keep that in mind. Everything that we share with you Monday through Friday on the Ramonepreston Show, it comes from what we do here in our organization through our coaching program, our consulting program, and our online training program. So whether you are a coaching client, a consulting client, or a member of our Blueprint Game Plan, our online training university, you're still getting the same content. You're still getting the same training. The only difference is for some of our programs, there's a time difference and there's a effort difference, meaning that if you're on our training program that's virtual online, we're not necessarily walking you through that process unless you're part of our coaching program. And then that gives you at least a year for us to train you through our online training and our in-person training. And it gives you an opportunity to allow us to coach you and walk you through the process through that year. And our consulting is more nuts and bolts, is more corporate, is more sophisticated. But wherever you are in your business or in your finances, we have strategies and solutions to help you. So today, to keep the conversation going from where we left off yesterday and Monday, I want to talk to you about things that are beyond just the surface of financial freedom. So Monday and Tuesday show, I laid a solid foundation for you to understand what financial freedom is, how financial freedom works. I also gave you 5 things that show you what financial freedom is not. I ended yesterday's show by giving you 3 things that financial freedom requires. And so today, I want to talk about the first step to financial freedom. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop the questions in the comments. All right. Y'all know I love the engagement. Y'all know I love the questions. Y'all know I love to get feedback and give you more feedback. So if you have a question, please drop the question in the comments. And if you're on YouTube, can you please drop in the comments, congratulations, 5K. Because we're going to come back when we have 500,000 subscribers, and we're going to be looking at this video saying, wow, I remember when they had 5,000. Now they got 500,000. So please, if you're on YouTube, drop in the comments, give your boy congratulations. I told you, I always go back and watch some of the videos. I always go back and read most, if not all, of the comments. When I go back and replay our show, I go to the chat, the live chat section, to see all of you that are engaging. And remember, I'm not just giving you like financial and economic and business information, but I'm a man of God too. I'm an apostle of my organization. I'm a prophet to the body of Christ. I'm a preacher. So I pray for people. I undergird people with intercession. When I see the names of your businesses, when I see the names of your cities, I know that might sound weird to some of you, but it is what it is. If I'm reading through your live chat, or if I'm reading through the comments and I see somebody say the name of their city or they mention their business, you know, it just hits me sometime. Hey, pray for that city. I see New York, pray for New York. I see LA, pray for LA. I see a certain name of a business. I want to pray for that business, that God would just continue to bless you and expand you and expose you to the opportunities that are in front of you. Because when you win, I win. And I want you to feel the same way. If Ramon is winning, we're winning because we're part of this together. And he's showing that we can win with him. How? Because he shows up and he gives us the information that he has developed, that he has taken through the grueling task of trial and error, and he's perfected it, mastered it to the best of his ability so that it can be easier for us. So again, let's assume today that we at least have a fair understanding of what financial freedom is, which should be understood as the ability to do what you want to do without financial limitations. Financial freedom is also the ability to do what you want to do for the people who are around you, or the places or things, without financial limitations. So assuming that we have a clear understanding of what financial freedom is, and we understand that it requires stewardship, we understand that it requires strategies, and we understand that it requires systems. Now we can start taking a step in the path to financial freedom, because understanding what it is and having what it requires, or at least knowing and understanding what financial freedom requires, it at least puts you on the path. So you might still be struggling financially. You might still not know how to put your business together. There may still be some areas that you're trying to flesh out and figure out, but at least you can get on the path. Have you ever, like when we grew up in South Florida, we had a lot of woods. We had areas where we could go out in the woods and hunt and play and ride dirt bikes and swim in lakes and stuff. And so in South Florida, we grew up where there were some areas that had paths, and then there were some areas that didn't have paths, and we had to create a path. But if you've had that experience growing up, even in your neighborhood, if you had the lily dilly lady 4 or 5 streets from where you live at, there was probably a path to get to her window where she sells lily dillies. There was probably a path to get to the basketball court, to the civic center. It was probably a path that you took to go to school. But guess what? Somebody had to pave that path the first time. Somebody had to figure that path out and be convinced that it was the best route to take to get to that destination. So with what I am always talking to you about and offering you through our products and services and our programs. These are things that have already been developed like a path, so that you don't have to like just jump in the woods of the financial world and think that, man, I got to figure this out. It's going to take me 28 years. No, there's a path. There's a certain path that you can take to be financially free. There's a certain path. And trust me, there was a time in my life where I really didn't believe that there was a path for me. I wanted to be financially free. I wanted to build wealth. I wanted to be a millionaire. I wanted to not have to worry about money and stress my family out for not having. But I did not really believe it because I just didn't know how I could actually do it. In other words, my life looked like a bunch of woods. So when I thought about my financial future, all I used to see was like bushes and woods. Man, it ain't no path for me. I'm not the most gifted. I don't have the right products and services. I don't know what my purpose in life is. I don't know if I'm good enough to, I don't even know how people that I see winning and succeeding, how they doing it. They got to be special. They must have a secret path. That's how I felt until I started learning information that can only be learned by people, guess what, who have already created the path. And once I started gathering that information, I realized that it wasn't that there was not a path. It's just that my vision was off because I was looking in the wrong direction. The moment I started getting different information, I started looking in a different direction and realized that, oh, this ain't bushes. These are just barriers mentally that's blocking me from seeing all these paths in these bushes. It's just like looking at a tree. You don't see all the roots, but that tree full of roots. But if you look at that tree and be like, man, that's just one tree. Ain't no doggone roots. It's one tree. No, you just don't see it. But if you had the ability to look in the ground, you would say, no, that's not just one tree. That's 89 roots that make that one part of the tree what it is. And so that's the path to financial freedom. So I want to talk about the first step to financial freedom. What is the first step? Well, I'm gonna make it real easy for you. I know we had this conversation a little bit a couple weeks ago, but I needed to come back to it because I just don't know if enough of you understand how important it is to go step by step on this path. You cannot skip from step 1 to step 5 when you're on a path. So let's look at the path to financial freedom, okay, as a 5-step path. This comes straight out of my playbook. The Blueprint Game Plan, which is our online training program, it is literally the 5-step path to financial freedom that I have personally lived out. So I know it works. I was doing a consultation with a young business owner and real estate investor yesterday, and it was so profound because I was sharing with him what we do and what my journey as an entrepreneur was and how I got to where I am. And when I started discussing the details of our coaching program, when I finished, I asked if he understood it or if everything was clear. And one of the questions he asked me was, so do you have any like success stories or, like how many of your people in your program actually, like are like proof of what you're teaching and preaching? I said, oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm at the top of the list. He was like, oh, wow, that's awesome, man. I said, yeah, I'm at the top of the list. I'm successful. I've made it to the top. I have succeeded. My business and my finances have created financial freedom for me because of the same principles, the same practices, the same systems, the same solutions and strategies and processes that I teach to everyone that's in my coaching program. I'm living it, and I'm the first success story. He's like, wow, what better success story can you give me then? I was like, yeah. I say there are a lot of people who can testify. Third-party validations that we can get from a lot of people. We have a lot of students in our online training program that have success. We have a lot of clients that we've consulted that have success. We have a lot of members in our coaching program that have success. But none of that outweighs the fact that I am the first success story. I'm the guinea pig. I'm the poster child. And in no uncertain terms, he was like, say less. Enough said. Bro, you have checked all the boxes. So I want you to take that into consideration, that the first step to financial freedom is a part of a 5-step process. I call this 5-step process the blueprint game plan. I don't know how many of you have even been introduced to our blueprint game plan program, but let's just assume you don't understand what our blueprint game plan is. I want to just walk you through each step for the next few days, today, tomorrow, and Friday. I want to walk you through the next few steps, right? And I want to equate the blueprint game plan, or the 5 steps, to the steps that you have to take to get to financial freedom. So if you want to get to financial freedom, if you know without a shadow of a doubt, you just do not want to be stuck in a rut in your life, then we have to go through each step. So the first step to financial freedom, some of you might already know this, but even if you know it, don't be so cocky and arrogant and egotistical. Act like you don't know it. You're going to learn something different. You're going to learn something new. Open yourself up. In other words, watch this. Be coachable. Be coachable. Be willing to be coached, okay? Here's the first step to financial freedom, and this is out of my personal playbook. The first step to financial freedom is to save $1,000. I want you to write that down. The first step to financial freedom is to save $1,000. Now, Prophet Ramon, why do you simplify the first step to financial freedom with me just saving $1,000? Okay? This is step 1 to financial freedom. If you want to be financially free, the first of the 5 steps that I have for you is for you to save at least $1,000. And I ain't talking about cashing your check Friday, taking $1,000, pushing it over to your savings account, knowing good and doggone well you're going to move it Tuesday. That amount of $1,000, you know without a shadow of a doubt, you don't have to spend. You know you don't have to touch. That's the first step to financial freedom. All right? I want you to write that down. Any of you, how many of you, maybe some of you already have that, but how many of you don't? How many of you don't have $1,000 saved? If you're bold enough in the comments to tell me, I want you to tell me. Prophet Ramon, I ain't got $1,000, dog. I ain't got $1,000, so don't be asking me about my money. Well, somebody needs to ask you about your money, because somebody needs to be concerned about your money. Somebody needs to show you that your money matters. Because if your money matters, most likely your future matters. If your future matters, most likely your family matters. And so I'm concerned not about your money as much as I'm concerned about your family. I'm concerned about your future. I'm concerned about your legacy. And so this is why I have no problem asking you, do you have, my brother, do you have, sis, do you have a thou saved that you don't have to touch? So for any of you that are in the comments, if you have at least $1,000 set aside that you know you do not have to touch, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know in the comments, because I want to congratulate you for passing step 1, or for executing the first step to financial freedom. This is amazing. So let me check the comments and see if we have anybody commenting. If you ain't got 1,000, is there anybody that's got 750? If you ain't got 750, is there anybody that got $500? Do you have $500 that you know can be set aside? Okay. I don't see nobody putting it in there. Okay, we got one yes. We got one yes. Congratulations to Samantha. She says yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Now again, if you already walked through this process in the blueprint, or if you've heard me talk about it, please listen to me. Don't pass this moment that I'm talking about because you think you already understand it, or, oh, I got 1,000, take me to step 5. That's why you never get to step 5. We just ended a consultation with a client today, and I was showing them, and it literally just broke them through for them to see that we're not trying to build Rome in a day. We want to build a muscle today so that we can continue to build on that muscle over time. See, if you have $1,000 saved, then what you need to do is figure out a system or a process that can actually allow you to duplicate that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So instead of always trying to jump from step 1 to step 4, oh, I'm trying to get to step 5, I'm trying to become a millionaire. How about going from 1,000 to 2,000? How about just repeating that process one more time? And then if you can repeat it one more time and you have 2, how about repeating it one more time to have 3? And you just keep repeating that process. So I want you to understand, saving $1,000 ain't gonna change your life. Like $1,000 ain't gonna just change everything in your life. But what it does do is, number one, it moves you out of the category of 8 out of 10 people in America. Number one, it does that. Because 8 out of 10 people in America don't even have $1,000 saved up for emergencies. 8 out of 10 people in the United States of America do not have $1,000 for emergencies. So let's just say hypothetically, we got, if you minus kids, let's just say we got 200 million people, right? 200 million people in the United States. Let's just say that. 200 million adults. If we take away 20%, that means out of 200 million people, which is probably more adults than that, I'm just showing you the numbers, there may be 160 million people that don't even have $1,000 saved up. So that means the fact that you can put $1,000 aside and don't touch it means that you are in the 20 percentile of all people in the United States of America. So that's something to celebrate right there, number one. Number two, what it does is it shows you that you can actually save money. And what I like to recommend, once you do step 1, and we'll get past that tomorrow or by Friday, but once you get to step 1 and you save $1,000, before you try to jump to step 5, number one, you want to celebrate your victory, but now you want to document what did you actually do to get the 1,000? And can you duplicate that again? If that makes sense. So we do that a lot with our practices in business. We'll do something and we'll see results, and then what we do, we come back and we look at the data, we look at the process, and we say, can we duplicate that and get better at it to do it again? So instead of like jumping to 5, we like, hold up, 1 worked. Wow, can we do 1 again? And then we'll do it again. It's like, oh, 1 worked again. And then okay, can we do it 3 times? And then every time you do it, what do you think happens? It gets easier and easier, and you figure out a better way to do it. So instead of trying to make 20 grand, make 1,000 and save it, and then figure out, how did I make that 1,000? How did I have the ability to save that 1,000 and not change my whole life? And can I duplicate that? So for example, you may have had to work 8 hours extra each week so that over the course of 3 months, you were able to save $1,000. So if you had to work 8 hours each week, right? For 3 months, just to save $1,000, then that means if you worked 12 hours extra each week, you could save another 1,000, not in 3 months, but in a month and a half. Or if you worked 16 hours a week, you go from 3 months to what? 1? You go from 3 months to 1. So now every month, if you work 16 hours extra a week, so now you're not trying to do all this extraordinary stuff because you figured out a way to save 1,000. So now, after doing that for 3 months, you tired, you working too much, but by then you may have figured out another way better to make $1,000 in a month or in 2 months or in 3 months, so that you can start systematizing or automating that process. So at least 10 months from now, you could look back and say, wow, I saved $8,000 in the last 10 months. And here's what I did. The first 3 months, I had to work 8 hours extra a week. The second 3 months, I had to work 16 hours extra. But then by the last 4 months, I was able to work only 10 because I also did this for 2 hours. All of a sudden, you start creating a system and a process for doing or duplicating one thing in particular. So the first step to financial freedom is what? For you to save $1,000. Now, if you are not in our training program, you may not have access to what I have behind me on the screen. But in each step, I have a manual, and I give you the breakdown of how you can actually save $1,000 in the event you don't know how to save $1,000. Because in order for you to save $1,000, you have to put a plan together. You have to create a strategy, and you have to move and execute on that plan and strategy until you can create a system or identify with a process that actually works, that you can continue to repeat over and over again, even at $1,000 level. Because it's much easier to perfect a system and a process of making 1,000 and then turning that 1,000 into another zero. Now it's 10,000. And now I just keep doing the same thing, but I just got to do it bigger. So this is how you have to think. You got to start retraining your mind to understand. Most people that go to my blueprint game plan, they be so busy trying to get to step 5, they miss the memo on 1. So when I'm talking to somebody and they like, oh, I done been through your whole blueprint. Guess what's going through my mind? You just missed it. That's what I'm saying to myself. I know you missed it because it don't work like that. Because if you say, I done been through all 5 of your steps and I'm on step 4. Okay, so how much money do you have saved? How much debt do you have? Well, I still got this and I still got that. Blah, 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 blah. You ain't did step 1 yet. You have not even perfected the process of how you actually saved the first $1,000. Well, I saved $1,000, but what happened? What happened? No. You did not perfect the process of step 1. So not only am I showing you what to do, I'm showing you how to do it. How do you do it? Well, here it is. You have to develop a spending plan. And the best way to develop a spending plan is by using a financial management app to track all your income and expenses. That's a part of step 1. Develop a spending plan. You shouldn't be around here trying to memorize everything. Oh, I think I got a bill on the 18th. Oh, I think I got $200 coming in on the 24th. You goofy. You goofy and you ridiculous. because that's not how you're going to save 1,000 and stay on the path to financial freedom. At the beginning of this year, we initiated, do y'all remember that when we did the 90-day challenge? So the first 90 days of this year, I was challenging everybody that I possibly could. We might have had about 25 people to sign up, which is a shame for 25 people to commit to saving $1,000, especially when it's around income tax time. But people just, their mindsets won't allow them to lean into understanding that I gotta learn, I gotta grow, I gotta develop. Because the first thing come to most people's mind is, oh, here you go again trying to sell me something. Of course, I'm trying to sell you something that's gonna help you. It's like me having a big old bottle of water, alkaline water, and you thirsty as all outdoors, and all you got is a beer and a soda in front of you. And you steady drinking that beer, burping, breath stank, stomach swole, got gas, and then you go from the beer to the soda. And then I'm over here dangling the water like you need the alkalinity in your bottle. You need the alkalinity in your bottle. This is why you got gas. This is why you can smell yourself. This is why your breath stink, because you ain't got no water. This is why your pee yellow and gold, because you need water. Do you understand what I'm saying? I got to get ghetto for some of y'all because you just got to get it. So why you selling the water? Because it is a product that needs to be sold, and I want to sell it to you because I know you need it, because it's going to help change your life. And when your life is changed, guess what you're going to do? You're going to be like, man, can I get a couple of bottles of that water too? Because I want to sell it to a few people. That's what I'm giving you. I'm giving you the game. I'm giving you information. It worked for me. So you want to develop a spending plan. So make sure you take a note of getting a financial management app. Our favorite financial management app for personal tracking of income and expenses is the Mint app. I like the Mint app. Some of y'all might like Dave Ramsey's app or whoever app. I don't care who app you use. Just find a financial management app to track your income and expenses. And stop goofing off and track it. Well, I ain't got time. You got time to be on social media. You got time to lurk and to read memes all day. You got time to be figuring out what everybody else in the world is doing. You got time to do everything else. Track your doggone money. Track what's coming in and track what's going out until you become an expert at tracking your own money. Because people who don't track their money don't attract money. You just missed it. I said people who don't track their money don't attract money. Did you catch that? Did that make sense to y'all? Woo. Somebody talk back to me on social media. I need some feedback, y'all. If what I'm saying is truth with an F, if what I'm saying is truth with an F, if what I'm saying to you is truth with an F, then you need to come on with the come on and stop playing. We need to get this bag. Our community needs to be better. Our family needs to be better. Our churches need to be better. Our world needs to be better. And if money is one of the means or vehicles to help facilitate a better family, a better church, better children, a better legacy, and a better world, give me that doggone bag. Uncle G say, who got my money? Give me the bag. Biggie Small says, give me the loot. Give me the loot. Give it to me. I want it, baby. Because I don't want it for the purpose of wanting it. I want it for the purpose of making sure my kids know without a shadow of a doubt, oh, we good. My family knows we good. My church know if nobody got they back, he gonna have our back. That's the feeling I want. And I want you to have that feeling because you know you really want it. So start today by developing a spending plan. Even if you have $1,000, because you don't want to have 1,000 and not know if that was just luck. Did you just get lucky? Or did you just have like an awesome windfall? Or did you just get an extra bonus somewhere and you was able to put that money aside, but it's no process that you can identify with? That means you got to continue to try until you figure out, how did I get the 1,000? Or how can I, from A to Z, start to finish, put 1,000 up? So I want to continue to rinse and repeat it. So it's not like you have to put 1,000 up and stop, but in most cases, when you do the 1,000, you can move to step 2. But you still want to equally be concerned about how did I actually do step 1, even though I'm going to start focusing my attention on step 2. But for step 1, you have to develop a spending plan. The next breakdown I give you here, and I teach this strategy in our blueprint, I teach it to our clients all the time. I just had this conversation with one of our clients the other day. One of the strategies is, if you're a W-2 employee, go back and revisit your W-4 form, because you need to add more allowances or exemptions, whatever the experts and gurus want to call it. The point is, when you got hired for your job, you filled out a W-4 form, right? When you filled that form out, there was a section that asks you, how many people are you going to be claiming? If you singling and mingling and ain't got nobody to claim, you probably put 0. And because you put 0, every time you get your pay stub, your federal income tax is so high and your net pay is low. So every time you look at your gross, I get paid $1,000. But then you get taxes taken out and then you net $420. And you like, well, dog, you really didn't make $1,000, you made $420. But when you go back and revisit your W form, some people call this the income shifting strategy. That's what I refer to it as in one of our courses. It is an income shifting strategy. So you go back, instead of 0, you might put 9. Because what you want to do is lower the federal income taxes that's coming out of each paycheck as far as you can to get it close to 0. Now, most people won't do this because they're scared. They're like, man, I ain't finna be owing Uncle Sam. Well, you're really still indebted to Uncle Sam, because he got you on the hook 12 months out the year, and then he'll throw you a couple bones next year. You shouldn't be worrying about next year. You should be focusing on how can I get ahead this year, because I have a spending plan, I have a strategy, I have a process. I'm on my path to financial freedom. I ain't got time to be stuck like Chuck waiting on no doggone $2,500 income tax check. I'm not waiting for that. I got things I need to do today. Most people who revisit their W-4 and go up on that number, well, you say, well, I ain't got no more dependents. I ain't going to be lying. You're not lying. You're going up on the number because you're going to use that higher number for allowances and exemptions, meaning that you're going to either have a 1099. You see what I got on there? I'm not lying and playing. You either got a 1099 or you have an EIN. So you're going to pair this decision to revisit your W-4 with a 1099 or EIN, meaning that either you're going to start a business, a LLC, either you're going to let us help you put together a holding company or LLC, or you're going to get a 1099 job so that you could be an independent contractor to write off your gas, write off your home office, or you're going to become a network marketer. You're going to do something instead of sitting on your behind hoping something changed. No, you're going to utilize strategies to get to your doggone next level. We ain't playing no games. We got to get somewhere before this year's over with. It's a pandemic. People around here panicking, scared. That's one of the first things the young lady said today. I don't want to go out and be around people for fear. I would rather be exposed with money than broke and safe, because I'm actually in more danger thinking I'm safe. The people who are in danger are not the people who are exposed to Rona. And I don't say that disrespectfully. I'm speaking from an economic perspective, because at some point the pandemic is going to end. At some point, Corona is not going to be an issue. At some point, this virus won't be as effective. And when that point comes, God forbid we lose people in the process, which we have, but when that point comes that it's over, your economic situation is still going to be sitting there looking at you in the face. And we got to change that. You have to change that. You have to change that. So that's a strategy, but that's only for those of you that work W-2 jobs. Now, if you don't have a W-2 job, you're already an independent contractor, you're already a network marketer, then you need to start a formal business. You need to start a formal business. I'm really working right now developing a program to help specific people that are in that 1099 category. I want to help network marketers. So if any of you are in network marketing and you're a 1099, or if you're a real estate agent, or if you're an insurance agent, if you're doing anything as a freelancer or independent contractor as a 1099, I want to help you get an EIN, and not just get an EIN number for your 1099, but I want you to start a holding company. I want you to have a real LLC. I want you to be a real business owner, because there are so many more advantages that you're going to have, but you're just not moving in that direction because you probably just don't know what to do, how to do it. You're not trained on it. I want to help you with that. So I want to really help network marketers, independent contractors, and I want to help preachers and ministers and pastors and nonprofit executives, because people in our faith communities, our pastors, our fivefold ministry leaders, prophets, traveling evangelists, man, my heart goes out to a lot of these people, because I know a lot of my contemporaries today. When I say contemporaries, I'm talking about people who are preachers like me, but they don't have businesses, or their businesses might not be making money. They don't have enterprises. They don't have certain products and services in the marketplace, and they depend on traveling. They depend on speaking. They depend on preaching engagements. But if the church can't afford to bring them in, or if they have nowhere to preach, that means they're not making money. That means they can't take care of themselves and their families. The pastor can't take care of the church. If they have a nonprofit and they ain't got no grant money coming in, they can't just be around here holding their breath, hoping one of these grants go through and they never go through. We need other streams. We need other strategies. This is what I want to show you that can actually be done. I have been in full-time ministry for 21 years. Right up here on the wall, behind your camera, you can't see it. Is that license up there? No, that's not the one. But one of my licenses is one of the first ordination certificates I received in August of 2000. That was 21 years ago this month. I was ordained in Newark, New Jersey as a minister of the gospel. I had already started preaching that January, so I had already been preaching full time and teaching Bible study in my church and preaching some Sundays and Fridays and starting to travel. This was 21 years ago. But I didn't know anything about the business side of ministry. I was learning it. I was trying to understand it. I was learning entrepreneurship, but I really wasn't an entrepreneur. I was still an employee on a job. So I didn't know a lot of the things that I knew. But I'm bringing that up to show you that I have been in ministry for 21 years. I have been full-time as an entrepreneur / minister along with my wife for the last 18 years since we've been married. Next month will be 18 years since we've been married and went head first. So I understand a lot of the ins and outs, and I want to change that dynamic for you. So that's something that you can do. If you're a W-2, revisit your W-4. If you're a 1099, a minister, an independent contractor, we need to get you over into an EIN. We need to set up a holding company, a LLC, even if you're a pastor or a preacher. Of course, we need to make sure your 501c3 is straight, your nonprofit, but we also want to make sure that you have a LLC, a holding company, a business enterprise, so that you can build out the ideas and the things that God has given to you to make money in the marketplace, so that you don't feel guilty trying to get it in the church and you know the people in the church don't have no money, or the nonprofit world don't want to sponsor or donate to your organization. We need other streams. I want to show you how to do that. All right. So now with step one, I give an entire breakdown. Okay. I give a breakdown of certain courses you need to take, certain training you need to have. I have 2 courses in particular in the blueprint, in my training program, that can help you understand how to switch your W-4, how to go from a 1099, a W-2 employee to a business owner, how to go from a 1099 to a business owner. For those of you that are ministers and entrepreneurs how to create two entities that operate as one conglomerate so that you can move forward without conflicting what you want to do in your nonprofit and what you want to do in your for-profit. So two of these courses, one is called the 6 Steps of Financial Freedom. So I kind of break down for you how you go through the process of minimizing your tax liability, how you maximize your tax deductions as an independent contractor and or a business owner. I also teach you, and I might have some time to talk about that before this week is out, but I teach you how to create cash flow cycles. That's what we call it. How do you create cash flow cycles? How do you find money that's around you, but you just don't see it? Well, information will open you up to see it. Your eyes need to be open through your understanding. If you understand what I just said, there are scriptures that Jesus says to people on a few occasions. He refers back to scriptures that Isaiah and some of the prophets wrote about how when we hear the gospel, our eyes or the eyes of our understanding will open. So you don't see a lot of things until you hear the right information. And once you understand what you hear, then you see it. And so I want to challenge all of you today, even if you have surpassed this step 1, but if you do not have the right information and the right understanding about not just step 1, but the other 4 steps that make up these 5 steps to get you to your place of financial freedom, I want you to reach out to me today. We have a 1-year business coaching program, a 1-year business coaching program. And with this 1-year business coaching program, we provide several benefits to you that I believe can absolutely positively change your life. Now, this is a $5,000 program, this 1-year business coaching program. It is a $5,000 program. However, we provide 3 payment options, okay? So for those of you who may not be able to pay the one-time payment of $5,000, but you know you need to be a part of a business coaching program so that you can properly start, structure, and scale your business, your ministry, your organization, your enterprise, and your income, we have 3 payment options available for you. So I want you to reach out to me today so that we can discuss what payment option works best for you. And in the event that you may be also asking, Prophet Ramon, what exactly do I get in this 1-year business coaching program? Guess what? I'm glad you asked, because you should screenshot what you see behind me. Am I still in the screen? I want you to screenshot what you see behind me. Can I blow that? Ooh, look at that. Let me blow them up, baby. Blow it up, blow it up, blow it up. So you can see on the screen, this is our 1-year business coaching program, and this gives you an idea of what all you're going to benefit from with being a part of our 1-year business coaching community. First of all, we provide for you an initial one-on-one coaching session. That one-on-one coaching session can be in person or virtual via Zoom, and this is when we're going to take about 2 hours to identify with everything that you want to accomplish in your business, in your finances, in your life. We want to identify line upon line all the things that you want to accomplish, okay? Once we identify with the bigger picture, the goals, the dreams, the things that you know in your business you want to accomplish. You may have a desire to be full-time in your business. You may have a desire to hire 3 people. You may have a desire to purchase 5 rental properties. You may have a desire to make $100,000 in business A. You may have a desire to structure your organization so that you don't have 6 different companies. You want to have a holding company and subsidiaries. You may have a desire to do better with sales, to do better with marketing. You may have a desire to become a millionaire. You may have a desire to pay off your debt and to outsource some things. We discuss all that in our initial coaching session. And once we identify with what it is that you want to accomplish, we then go through the coaching and consulting process that I take you through to identify with what systems do you actually need in order to purchase 5 properties. What processes, what systems, what infrastructure, what types of products do you need in order to make the money to hire 2 new people on your staff? So we look at your ideas, we identify with what ideas that can become products and services. If you already have products and services, we take a look at them to see, are they priced correctly? Do you have your products and services structured correctly? Are you positioning yourself in the market the right way? Most of our clients, when we go through this initial coaching session, they realize that they haven't even positioned themselves in the market correctly. They're telling the world they're this, and the truth is they're that, and it's costing them money. So we take you through that process. And once we complete that process in that initial one-on-one coaching session, which is a powerful session, I know what I'm doing and I know it works. I know I joke and I goof off and I kiki a lot. But as a professional business consultant and coach, I take my job with you very seriously. But once we complete that with the one-on-one coaching, we then put you on our 52-week path. We put you on our 52-week path. So this 52-week path consists of, number 1, 52 weeks of live Zoom coaching calls. And so every Monday at 5 o'clock, you're able to see me, I'm able to see you, our team, every other member in our coaching community. They're on the Zoom, it's live. I'm able to teach certain principles on the live, and we have an amazing Q&A. Now you're able to ask questions, and other people ask questions that you can hear what their questions are so that you can get better. As a matter of fact, in our coaching call this week, I love that. I thought about it when we were on there. Michael and Shedrick are both in the LA area, but they've never met up until that day. They was like, hey man, we got to hook up, we got to get together. That's powerful. Because when we come to LA, for example, we want to be able to have a meet and greet with all of our community members that are in LA. We want to bring your teams together. We want to have a session in LA. So we provide live Zoom coaching calls every Monday at 5 o'clock p.m. where you can ask any question. We have 52 weeks of virtual training assignments. So now we allow you, if you see down here, we give you 1 year access to our Blueprint game plan. So this is not an additional program you have to purchase. Our Blueprint is a separate program we provide and we sell outside of our coaching and our consulting. But with our business coaching, we give you 1 year free access to that program so that you can track us with our 52 weeks of training. We also provide quarterly group coaching masterminds. So every quarter, there's going to be at least one mastermind that we can all come together and we can go through a deep dive of not only what we've covered within that last quarter, but we can do a deep dive on areas and items that are relevant to what each business owner may be going through. Those areas could be sales, pricing, products, systems, automations, services, staffing. It could be training. It could be anything. We deep dive into those areas. That group coaching mastermind that we host once a quarter is like a one-on-one coaching session on steroids. And you're able to listen in on what every other business owner is going through. A lot of our group members in our coaching program have connected with one another. They're working with each other. They're partnering with each other. They're doing business with each other. We also provide 4 VIP workshops. Our workshops are different from our masterminds because we deal with the nuts and bolts of the 4 pillars of business success. Each workshop deals with one of the 4 pillars: sales, marketing, holding companies and subsidiaries, and financial systems. We make sure that every coaching client has a personal coaching coordinator, meaning that there's somebody that you can text, they'll text you, you can communicate with, they'll communicate with you to make sure that we're in oneness and that we're on the same page throughout the entire year. And we also have a private exclusive Facebook page that we give our coaching members access to. And so these are the benefits. But the biggest benefit of this coaching program is your personal and professional financial freedom. The biggest benefit is the expansion of your business, the expansion of your organization, the exposure into new heights for you and for your family. That's the biggest benefit. All of these features and advantages, if you will, are added complimentary bonuses to help get you to financial freedom in an accelerated path. So I want you to text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. Don't contemplate it. I told you Monday. I hear people say it all the time. Well, let me think about it. I be wanting to say, and I'm gonna start saying it more than not. I'm gonna start asking them, can you think of a banana right now? No, think of a banana. Stop what you're doing and think about a banana. Good. Did you think about a banana? And then I'm gonna ask them, what color is a banana? Banana is yellow. How long did it take for you to think about a banana? 8 seconds? So why do you need to think about your financial freedom? Why do you need to think about changing the course of your legacy? Why do you need to think about getting what you know you need to become a better person as a business owner, to build an organizational enterprise? We don't want to think about it. We want to be about it. Text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. I love y'all. Appreciate all of you for watching and for listening. And please, for those of you that are getting value from this show Monday through Friday, even if you're a part of something that we're already doing, I want you to do 2 things for me. Number 1, I want you to share this with other people so that they can subscribe to our page. Your team members, your clients and customers, show them that you're a part of a coaching community, a business community, a faith community, people who are really living with integrity and they're actually winning in life and getting money and living good while they're at it. So I want you to share our social media pages with everyone. Make sure you post on our pages, give people an opportunity to be introduced to us. And secondly, I want you to send us some referrals. Who exactly do you know? Because I know you know a lot of people. Who do you know that needs professional business coaching and consulting? Almost everybody I talk to about their coaching experience with a real business consultant, almost everybody I talk to, because we just heard that today, pretty much says the same thing. And they all be like, I heard about it, but I just never knew what business coaching was and what it could do for you and how it helps you. And a lot of times when certain people get breakthroughs at certain moments, I like to stop and say, this is what coaching does. That's why you have a coach. Oh, I didn't know that. I never seen that. Oh my God. I always wondered what that was. And I'm like, that's what a business coach is supposed to do for you. So text the word coaching. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. We want to talk with you. We want to sign you up today. We want to onboard you to our online training program. We want to schedule your first one-on-one coaching session. And we want to get you on the path of financial freedom. Love you. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time right here on the Ramonepreston Show.